Diabetes and the insulin pump. Most of people's favorite foods, like pizza, French fries, and brownies, are carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are foods that contain a lot of glucose that give you energy. The glucose is then stored in the liver and the muscles. Insulin is then secreted from the pancreas to control the blood glucose level in the blood. It also helps to get the glucose from the blood to the cells to turn it into energy. More insulin will be secreted with more glucose, and glucagon will be secreted with less glucose. Diabetes is the condition when you have too much glucose in your blood because the pancreas makes little or no insulin, or it could also be because the cells are not using the insulin very well. There are 3 types of diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, also known as juvenile diabetes, is when your pancreas does not produce insulin. Type 2 diabetes is when less insulin gets produced. And gestational diabetes is when pregnant women get diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is commonly diagnosed in young people. Type 1 diabetes is when you are completely insulin dependent because your immune system attacks the cells in the pancreas that makes the insulin and the glucagon, attacking itself, therefore not being able to produce insulin effectively. The patients are then dependent on insulin shots or the insulin pump to get the insulin they need to control their blood glucose level or blood sugar. The insulin pump is a relatively small machine that tries to resemble the release of insulin as the pancreas does, delivering insulin throughout the day, also known as the basal rate, and the insulin before your meals, known as the bolus rate, both which can be easily controlled as the insulin pump gives you flexibility in timing and your meal choices. You can also control how much insulin your body is getting by decreasing or increasing the basal or bolus rate, and with more precision in how many units would be injected, as it is able to deliver 1/10 of a unit. The insulin pump therapy contains a few components, which are the infusion set inserter, the reservoir, and the insulin pump itself. How the insulin pump works is that the cannula from the infusion set will be inserted into the infusion sites or areas using the small needle and the quickserter sticking to the skin with a plaster. The needle will be removed after the infusion set has been inserted into the body, leaving the cannula inside the body to deliver insulin. This will be changed once every 3 days, and it can be placed anywhere with excess fat. The insulin will be delivered from the reservoir after pulling the insulin from a vial and placing it in the insulin compartment of the insulin pump, delivering the insulin through the tube and to the cannula. Although there are a lot of benefits to the insulin pump, there are also some disadvantages, like the risk of skin infection from the infusion set, or the chances of getting DKA is high when the pump malfunctions. And the cost of insulin pump is not cheap. However, the insulin pump is not a cure, but only a form of treatment. We should still spread awareness to people about diabetes As with the unhealthy diet people have indulged in, there will be more people developing diabetes. Diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death around the world. We can all help by telling one another to watch what they eat. To donate and support diabetes research, go and click on the link in the description box below.